Set your alarm, aren't you hungry?
You texted me at 2 o'clock in the morning. I feel like I'm fallen. Why do you feel that way?
Deceive. Cause someone to believe something that is not true, typically in order to gain some personal advantage. Deceitful. Guilty of or involving deceit, deceiving or misleading others. Bruh, have you stopped and asked yourself, today, how many times have I been deceived today? Who's trying to deceive me? And why, bro? And just knowing that deception itself is a tool. It can be used for good, it can be used for bad. And a good example of deception would be trying to surprise someone with a surprise birthday party, or trying to get them a gift without them knowing. That can be an example of good deception. But most of the time, people use it for bad, right? Like the news. A perfect example of deception would be someone like Lil Nas X, because when he first came out with the meme music, the cowboy music, he was presented as for the kids. So the parents could let their guard down and trust their kids to listen to his music because it came out kid friendly. But then he did the bait and switch and came out with the LG alphabet, rhetoric, agenda, and now he's twerking on the devil, bro. And now all of a sudden the kids are seeing that and the parents are not aware of it because they let their guard down. Perfect example of deception, the bait and switch, bro. He came out for the kids, but he turned into something else completely. He even had the Breakfast Club interview where he basically just said, F your kids or F them kids, bro.
Do you feel the pressure of, I see it all the time, parents will be like, you have a responsibility because kids are watching. You hear that Cardi B had that same problem and Nicki had that same problem. Do you feel that same way, like,
I don't
raise your own
really.
kids?
I feel like I used to, but now it's just like, so, like f your kids.
And that's how he always really felt. And it wasn't a surprise when he said it. It was just a confirmation of what it really is. The bait and switch, the deception. Now, when it comes to Kendrick Lamar, when he first came out as this conscious lyrical rapper that was different than anything else we were hearing at the time, and he good kid, Mad City, right? He was presented as someone who was bringing awareness to these urban situations that we face on a regular basis growing up in a rough environment. Bro, he was the face of that conscious community of rap, right? And I'm not gonna act like he wasn't a good rapper. He's a really great lyricist, he's really talented, and he has the ability to make great music. I was never the biggest Kendrick Lamar fan, but I can see why people like him, bro. I'm more of a J. Cole fan myself. But not to pit them two against each other, but they're both part of an agenda, really. And when it comes to Kendrick Lamar, like I said, he was portrayed as this good kid in Mad City, bringing awareness to, street situations, urban situations. Or the whole time he could have been promoting the same exact destructive behaviors that any other rapper presented. Like any other rapper would talk about, upping it at their ops or drugs or fornication or all of these different things, bro. Kendrick Lamar spoke on the same thing. He just had it portrayed as he was trying to bring awareness to it versus promoting it. And I'm not saying that rappers can't do that. I'm just saying it was a form of deception. Because if you look at his latest album, his latest music videos, and ask yourself, why is he portraying himself as the J-Man? I don't know if I can say his name on YouTube or not, but y'all know who the J-Man is, the one that can lead us to salvation, right? Why is he portraying himself as the J-Man with the crown of thorns, floating on water, got the same pose and everything, bro? That's blasphemous, bro. And then his next video, he presents himself as a fallen angel. So, and we all know who the fallen angel is, the one that's gonna lead people to eternal damnation, bro. So what it basically comes down to is him presenting himself as a prophet, but the whole time he's a false prophet. And then he reveals himself to be what he truly is, which is the fallen angel, or the anti, the rest of the anti, right? So that's a form of deception, because now when he presents himself as a prophet, he gains all of these followers, all of these worshipers, bro. People cling on and hold their breath to his every word, right? And they are truly waiting to hear what he has to say. Kendrick Lamar has an entire album called Damn. And if you look up the Webster Dictionary definition of the word damn, this is what you get.
I would like.
And if you really listen to that album, where he talks about curses, he talks about a lot of deep topics, deep thought-provoking topics, bro. And that's really hard to do in the form of rap music, but he does it. And I'm not going to say it's not good. He makes good music, like I said, so it's not me hating on him. It's just me bringing awareness to the deception. Because like I said, he presented himself as a prophet, but then revealed himself as a fallen angel. So that's a false prophet here to gain worshipers and followers, to lead them down the path of destruction, and then reveals himself as what he truly is. So by the time he does reveal himself, it's too late for all of those followers, bro. But no one stops to ask why. No one stops and looks at these things. They just blindly follow it and accept it for what it is. I mean, yeah, we can't change it, but what we can do is not give it attention, not give it energy, bro, not give it power, bro. But most people aren't going to do that. Most people aren't going to see that, bro. They're going to stay blind. And it's not me saying that I'm better than anyone or putting those people down, because people that really want to seek the truth will, even if it hurts, bro. And that's why when I speak on female rappers, bro, it's not about male, female, putting down female empowerment, because I still don't understand why females have the need to feel empowered, but that's not my lane, bro. But when I speak on female rappers, it's not about, putting a female rapper down, because if she has talent, she has the ability to make good music, then I support that. I'm not against that, bro. Go do that, bro. Make great music, because that's what I like. Great music, male or female, bro. But when you look at the agendas, bro, the obvious destructive behavior that these female rappers promote, it's deception. Because look at someone like Cardi B, bro. She promoted all this thought behavior, living your life a certain way, but she lives her life a completely different way, married to her husband and being a family person. She has kids, she's a mom, she's a wife. She's a wife first, she's a mom, and she has money, bro. Most of y'all don't have the same type of income that she has, so y'all can't live the same way that she lived, bro. She has a certain level of influence. But this is where the deception comes in. Like I already said, bro. She's living her life, happy wife over here. But she's telling all of y'all to go over here and be thoughts and manipulate these men and use them for their resources. And when you do that as a young woman, it might be all fun and games now, but what results is that going to lead to when you get older and you can't move the same way or get the same options that you had, bro? It's a destructive path. It's deception. And same thing with Beyonce, married, kids, rich, billionaire. Her life is completely different than the music that she puts out there. The drama, the emotions, the temporary satisfaction of living your life a certain way, a destructive way, but not giving you the long-term goals that you would really want. Now, if you don't want certain outcomes, then I guess you live however you want to live. Just stay away from me, bruh. But if you want certain outcomes, you can't live the destructive ways that they tell you to live. And in my opinion, the worst one of all of them is Megan Thee Stallion, bro. I don't like her, bro. And it's not me hating on her. Like I said, she makes great music. She can rap. She got talent. then that's great, bro. I'm not hating on that. I want everybody to be as successful as possible. But it's the fact that anytime anyone has anything negative to say about her, all the females get defensive and they want to shame and insult anybody that has a negative opinion about her. It's not about that. It's about the obvious agenda that she pushes, the hyper masculinity, the manipulating men, the using them for their resources, the thought behavior, hot girl summer, body yaddy yaddy, bro. All of these things, bro. And like I said, she can make good music. I'm not the biggest fan of hers, but I can recognize when someone's making some decent music sometimes, bro. But my whole point is the deception, bro, because she's getting all of y'all heads hyped up to believe a certain way of living and a certain way of thinking and having a certain mindset. But when we pay attention to her life, bro, what is her life? It's chaotic. It's destructive. Look at her destructive path. Look at all the people in her past, that look at where they are now, bro. Tory Lanez, bro. We're not gonna get back into that. Whether he did it or not. If he did it, he deserves to be locked up. Let's make that clear. If he did it, he deserves to be locked up. But where does this leave Megan, bro? In the future, moving forward, nobody's gonna want to work with Megan Thee Stallion, bro. Not after all the BS she been putting people through. Her own management don't even like her, bro. The people that benefit and profit off of her don't even like her, bro. Her own peers don't rock with her, bro. Nobody's gonna want to work with Megan because she's a destructive agent of chaos and she's deceiving all of her fans, bro. I can go into her music videos and do a breakdown of all of the symbolism, all of the things that most people don't see, bro. But I don't think that's my lane right now, bro. But it's just paying attention to the deception and the agendas, bro. And it's not about male, female. It's not about Megan Thee Stallion. It's not about a particular artist, bro. It's about the overall picture, bro. But yeah, Kendrick Lamar portrayed himself as one thing, but it's something else completely, bro. And that's the deception that I'm talking about. But that's all I got to say on that, man. Like the video if you haven't liked the video already. LIKE, like the video. Subscribe, help me out, bro. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. Let me know what y'all think in the comments, whether you agree, disagree, you got any more points you want to make. But like I said, let me know what y'all think in the comments. Y'all be safe. I'm out. Bruh, you recording?